Hannah from ME, Myself and Fibro. I'd like to welcome Alex. Alex is from a company called USANA, but during his journey through to this company, he's actually got a wealth of supplements and nutritional knowledge, I guess is the word. He has his own journey as well, which we will talk about shortly. So he hasn't got ME or Fibro, but he has got something that has similar to what us guys suffer with. So Alex, thanks very much for doing this with me today. So just tell us a little bit about you, your story.
Okay, so hello everyone, my name's Alex, and I used to be a primary school teacher, and then about 4 years ago I decided to start up working with a company called USANA, and I'm a personal trainer in Peterborough as well, so I kind of work with people with their health to get their nutrition on track. And with me, I've always been interested in health and fitness because I suffer with a genetic condition, so it's not lifestyle related. A genetic condition which kind of flares up every few years, and when it hits me, it is very similar to symptoms of fibromyalgia. So pain in my joints, extreme lethargy, I suffer from weight loss, I have fevers that go up to 40 degrees Celsius, night sweats, and I'll be out of work for months. And so I'm on medication, which I take, and they've just put me on a new drug. But secondary to that, it's kind of inbuilt in me to really look after my body and do the best I can to make sure at least I'm doing everything to help my body and support my body. And that's why I started in part with USANA 4 years ago, because that works for me, and when I see the kind of science and expertise behind it, I think it's just a perfect fit for people who are looking to have excellent health and support their health.
Definitely. And obviously, as Alex has gone on, he does have a lot of experience and knowledge. We will have a testimonial later on in the video as well of somebody who has got ME and has actually found these products in particular a life-saving journey. But we're not here to sell you a product today. We are literally here just to give you a brief overview of what we can actually talk about on a webinar that will be coming up as part of Me, Myself and Health, which is the new subscription service that we'll be launching. So this just kind of gives you an idea. One book that Alex actually brought along today is Nutritional Supplements for the Americas, and this has got a wealth of knowledge, I believe, hasn't it? Myself, I've gone down to only 2 prescription drugs, but I also take supplements as well, and predominantly they are vitamin D, magnesium and fish oils, which was actually kind of suggested by you, wasn't it, originally? Because I did also take USANA and I noticed a very, very, very big difference with my pain. Very, very big difference. And now I've gone down to just those 3, which actually do help me. So this is the sort of stuff that you do, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, and I have to say, look, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here to say if you take this you will be cured and you'll never have a problem again. What I can do is pass on information and knowledge that I have learned over the last few years from doctors and medical professionals, from people like Dr. Chatterjee, who you may have seen on BBC One's Doctor in the House, from USANA doctors, and from the wider medical profession. And then I have a degree in sports science, I'm a personal trainer, so I do have some knowledge in nutrition as well. So I kind of can pass that on to you and hopefully provide as much value as possible. With this book that Hannah mentioned, this is called The Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. And as you're probably aware, if you walk into a shop on the high street or online, you'll see a wealth of supplements. There's so many supplements on the market. This was basically asked for by the Canadian government to kind of go out there, and they got 12 expertise to look at all the supplements, we're talking vitamins and mineral products on the market, and rate them kind of on a 1 to 5 star basis. It's a highly scientific journal, and it kind of gives all the supplements a kind of 1 to 5 star rating. and so that kind of was to clear up a lot of the grey areas. A lot of the questions that I see on the group are questions that I've come across and have learnt the answers to. So if I can share that with you, then I'm more than happy to do so.
Thank you. I mean, one of the things that, you know, obviously everybody knows about their RDAs, so their recommended daily allowance that have been put out by the government. Is that correct?
So the RDAs, the RDAs actually stemmed from World War II, when American soldiers, basically the US government, was looking for what's the minimum amount of nutrients that we can feed our soldiers for them to not get sick from a deficiency disease like scurvy, which is if you don't have enough vitamin C. What's the absolute minimum we can give them to prevent that? Because obviously cost was an issue. And so they came out with the RDAs. Now, since the 40s, they've been slightly upgraded, but they're not too different. So RDAs recommended daily allowances. I used to think they were like the gold standard. If you got your RDAs, that was kind of gold, the golden health.
Your premium health.
Yes.
If you had those every day. No?
And it's actually not. What it is the minimal amount to prevent a nutritional disease, so scurvy. So you need to get 60 milligrams of vitamin C per day to, in most people, prevent scurvy. But actually, that's not the optimum amount of vitamin C. It's much higher than that.
So this is just some of the stuff that we are going to learn hopefully over the future, and Alex is going to be one of our ambassadors to be able to help with health and supplements and things like that going forward. So thank you very much, Alex.
Pleasure.
We will also just have a testimonial from one of his customers, just to kind of give you an idea, as she also has ME. So I'd like to introduce you to Felicity. Felicity is like us, she's got ME, and she's been taking some supplements that Alex has actually advised, and actually what he sells, but as I say, that is not what this video is about. So first of all, you've been taking the products for how long?
Oh gosh, coming up to 2 years now.
And how long have you had ME for?
I was diagnosed 7 years ago.
And you're kind of like me, where you can go for a while and then you flare and then you
collapse and burn. So I was diagnosed 7 years ago and was particularly poorly with it, but I managed through varying techniques to sort of build myself back up. But I had my daughter. Through pregnancy, my ME pretty much disappeared, which is known.
Can happen, yeah.
But when she was born, about 3-4 days afterwards, it came back worse than it's ever been. And knowing Alex, I had spoken to him about it and kind of decided, and you actually, I was talking to you about it as well. And I was unable to even push myself back up after, getting on my knees to change a nappy or anything. I could barely get back up again. I was really poorly. And I spoke to Alex and yourself on a bit of a testimonial. Decided to do a 3-month trial on the Usana tablets, and within 3 weeks I was moving better than I think I ever had been. The pain had massively decreased, my energy was back, my sleep was better, and in all it just totally changed my life, which sounds like I'm singing Alex praises, but no. I really am. They did make a massive difference to me.
And you're not afraid to try anything because you've tried all sorts, haven't you, over the years?
And it's all done through a lot of research before, and I think one of the massive selling points that I found with Usana, because I did a lot of research before agreeing to, even approaching Alex and yourself about it, was I love the fact that it is not done on a food grade level, it's done on a pharmaceutical level, so the standard of it is always rocket high. I also love the fact that with each sort of vitamin or mineral contained within the tablets, each one has about 12 different strings, so however you absorb your tablets, you're always going to reach the highest level. And that was a major selling point to me, so it did make a massive difference to sort of my health very quickly, and I still remain on them 2 years. I couldn't imagine life without it being on them.
And your mum's on them as well, isn't she?
My mum is on them. My mother, who I dare not tell her age, but she's sort of 39 years my elder, and you'd think she's younger than I am. Energy levels much better, arthritis, moving about, sleep, everything. She's just, she takes care of my daughter 5 days a week. So if she can manage a 2-year-old 5 days a week, I think that shows how well those tablets work. It's 73 cough.
So this can help absolutely anybody. So if you get the right supplements, the right nutritional value of things that you're putting into your body, you can actually make a huge difference. It doesn't matter what you have or what you deal with on a day-to-day basis, it can also work for other people, just like Felicity's mum in some ways. And obviously, thank goodness for her as well, because she's a bit like me, where sometimes you just can't move, can you?
No, bedridden and stuck there for a very long period of time. But yeah, it's made a massive difference to me. And like I said, couldn't imagine life without them, because I run 2 businesses, so can't afford to not be working. So.
Brilliant, and that's another great thing for people. Obviously, a lot of people don't work because of. Hi guys, it's Hannah from ME, myself, and Fibro. The illness that we have, but this is proof, not only just myself, but also Felicity, that she can do 2 businesses.
And very, very, very rarely miss any time off with my ME now, because it's managed. So
fabulous. Thank you very much.